Okay, I think we're live. Wait for a few people to come in. Let's get the comments up. Oh. How are you, boys? I'm just setting up at the moment. Give me 2 minutes and we'll be all good. Pop out chat. That's fine. Let me know how the audio is. I haven't tested it. I just did a video just an hour ago, so it shouldn't be too bad. And we've got the questions up. No, that's not it. That's my... Okay, let a few people come in. I'll tweet that we are live. So yeah, if you guys have questions on any players, that's my recommended. All League of Legends and ASX. I'll just tweet that we're live on it. Again, let me know how the audio is. Oh, I didn't even put the link in. Jesus. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's answer a few questions. What's up, Vault? How are you? Blitzy, Rosano. Hey, George, how are ya? Travis, Loop, Alex Witherden. Not really sure on Witherden. I'd rather let that pick figure itself out. I think in defense, we have a lot of options that are, I would say, bulletproof. I mean, I have McDonald here. He's a slight risk, but I love the pick anyway. Witherden's shown a pretty decent ceiling. The fact that Brisbane got rid of him for not a whole lot is a bit of a worry. I know West Coast, the defenders seem to score a lot, like Hearn and Shepherd. So I think Duggan scored a bit, playing both defence and mid as well. For me, Witherden is a pass. I know he's had endurance issues, but he seems a bit of a risk. But I think he has the potential, definitely, to be a good pick. So, yeah. Probably pass on Witherden at this stage. Watch him in the Marsh series, but he's just very inconsistent. But yeah. Okay, just checking Discord. Hey George, footy here is starting to kick in. I tell you what, it is starting to kick in. I've been waiting for ages for Supercoach. But yeah, I need to watch footy. I've been watching the women's a bit. But yeah, only because I just need my footy fix, and I put a dodgy bet on that got up by like 2 points. I'm not doing that again. Richard Head, hey Giordano, Richard Head here. I like the content. We like the stock. That is Zing, our loosest member of the Discord. Jordan Taylor, running with Menangola again like last year. Might know me from the Discord. So I think this is a guy, might be, the guy's name is traded in Menangola on Discord. Yeah, not this year. Reaper, how are you, mate? Seb, I love you, Richard Head. Atlas, visuals. Dan Houston. I liked Dan Houston later in last season. I think He's a very frustrating pick because Ken Hinkley moved him around early on. He said he was a lock for the midfield, and then by round 2 he didn't have a position. But he was kind of seagulling a fair bit in defence. I'm not sure what he averaged in the second half of last year, but Houston's a sneaky pick. I don't mind it. But yeah, a bit undisciplined with the COVID restrictions. Seems pretty durable though. I think you can pick it if you want. I don't. Still salty over last year, but yeah, not for me. Let's check. Okay. Mixed Easy. Hey mate. How are you, mate? Atlas Visuals. Is it Prawn? No, Bruce and Gorn. I'm not sure why anyone would want to give up. Why would you give up Brodie Grundy? He's Iron Man. He plays every game. But yeah, definitely I would be picking Brodie Grundy. I wouldn't be picking Bruce. I'm going to do a video on him, but I think his injury history is quite bad. I think he had 3 individual injuries last year. Yeah, his job was to cover for Gorn. He could barely do that. But soloing ruck, he scored pretty well. It's just that when he's soloed ruck, he hasn't had to go back to back games. So with this year, it's interesting because we have Rowan Marshall. So last year I started Segler. What a disaster. Not going to try not to harp on about that. But the whole point, the main reason for Segler was to help cover in case Naismith went down. But yeah, that was part of the problem with picking Naismith, is they felt like he had to run Segler, who was dodgy in the first place. But this year we have Marshall. So with Bruce, you save a lot of money. Gorn and Grundy both captain options. Chances they are both the 1 and 2 rucks again are pretty high. Not sure anyone has demonstrated a ceiling that they have. Riley O'Brien, if he improves his ruck work a bit, could get nearer, and Rowan Marshall, again, would probably need to improve his ruck work again. I think Marshall's a bit on the shorter side, so it's a bit harder. But Gorn and Grundy, clearly the 2 best options, and captain options, just start them. But yeah, Bruce's injury history, and yeah. Audio's good, thank you. Evening King, good evening. Don't have to call me that, it's all good. If I win, yeah, sure. But yeah, still making some mistakes. Richard Head, I want your full unfiltered thoughts on Stephen May as a pick. Stephen May was saying that he reckons he's going to have a career best year this year. May has a little bit of injury history that's sort of hard to ignore. I'm not the biggest fan of Stephen May pick. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. With the key defenders, or they intercept a lot, I'm not sure. Stephen May would have taken the first forward, I assume. Their time on ground was, they were spending like a whole game on the ground, barely even going on the bench if they had to. So that would have, in theory, that would inflate their score, because on the ground more points, more chance to get points. So that's my view on Stephen May. Richard, not for me. I think it's too risky. I think he'll do well. Seems to have clicked last year. The year before, he couldn't be bothered playing football, or couldn't be bothered being a professional athlete. But he fixed himself up, so it could work. What is he? He's 500. Let's go McDonald instead. Jeremy Critis Mayer, I think that's how you say it. Harry Schoenberg. So this is interesting because I think Schoenberg seems to be doing well in pre-season. He said in an interview that Schoenberg, him and Haitley are going to rotate between mid and forward. I would assume that Haitley is a fair way ahead of Schoenberg, but that's not how he was saying it. I think, what is he? I think he's 300k. He's a forward. How do you spell it? We'll go Harry. 300k from a guy that's probably going to play mostly midfield. It's an interesting one. I think 300 is a bit too much, just because I'm not really sure how much mid-time he's going to get. I don't think he's ready to be full-time midfielder, but he was playing against men in the SNFL when he was pretty young, I think. So Schoenberg's an interesting one. They seem to love him at the Crows. Like the boys seem to get around him a lot on in the Crows YouTube channel, stuff like that. So I think watch him over the preseason. I wouldn't write it off completely because he's a forward, but it's a pretty big jump for a raw, second year player to average. I mean, at 300k, you probably is still a stepping stone. So I'm not sure he makes 100k. Maybe. I'm just not sure how good he's gone over the preseason. So we'll wait, watch him, but I'm not optimistic at this stage. Adidia Singe. I have 125k in the bank and see where's my F3. Who should I upgrade? Well, this is a problem with the forwards. Outside of Dunkley and Marshall, I'm not really interested in any of them. So for that reason, as you can see, I've thrown Danaher in because I'll speak about Danaher in a second. Just on preseason reports, they're looking pretty good for Danaher. I think Zeebel's fine as the F3 and use that 125k elsewhere. I'm not the biggest fan of Zeebel because I don't know if he's going to work out at halfback. To be honest, I don't think North have a spot for him. That's what it sounds like because they've got some good young up and coming forwards. And midfield, they've gone past him, so they're putting him at halfback now. So you could go Brown or Danaher there instead. I know some people are going to disagree with that, especially Brown. He seems a bit too expensive. But half the point is who are you supposed to pick at F3? We'll have a quick look, right? Just trade out Brown. Pretend he's Zeebel. I'll zoom in here. Okay, so looking at these names, we'll start from here because that's probably around the price. So Zach Bailey apparently dominated in match sim at Brisbane. So one to watch. I think we'll let that figure itself out. I asked a Brisbane supporter on Discord today, and he reckons Bailey might play Mitch Robinson's wing role. So one to watch, but I don't think that's the most Supercoach friendly role. But seems to be, showed a lot of promise, Zach Bailey last year. So maybe wait on him. That's the thing, these picks, because they're uncertain and I don't think they have the ceiling to hurt you, you just let him figure himself out and trade him in during the season. Higgins put big numbers up as a mid in juniors, but it just hasn't converted and he's been playing forward. Butler doesn't have the role. Lob might sort of ruck for a bit, but he's had kind of injury history and he's probably going to go back to playing forward once Sean Darcy comes back. Liam Ryan's half forward. Tom Lynch has always been like a sub premium. Even 75, that's poor from him. He can do better. I don't know anything about Answorth. Pau Pepper, not really. I haven't really monitored Pau Pepper. Tabano could be good. Not as a Supercoach pick, but as a player, might improve. Or Australian squad. I have a video on Tom Phillips if you want to check that out. Just saying that I don't like the Tom Phillips pick. I think he's good for AFL fantasy. For Supercoach, I don't see how he goes above 90. Nguyen's not too sure, might play wing. Gibbons could play mid, but I think they like him forward. He doesn't really have the attributes at AFL level to stand out in the midfield, and that's a problem. Whereas, guys like Setterfield, Walsh, Cripps have, standout attributes. No Isaac Smith, Cameron, no forward. Fisher, probably not enough mid-time. Rayner, who knows. Rollins, all these names here, there's nothing really here. Jeremy Cameron, no. He's injured anyway. This is the interesting one, Connor Rosie. So, look, if I had to give you one name to go Zeebel up from someone, it'd probably be in that price range. It'd probably be Connor Rosie. But Rosie's kind of dodgy. He was pretty awful for most of last year. Let's put Ben Brown back. Yeah, Cardwell's also there. Cardwell's one you can monitor. But I don't have a lot of confidence in these guys. So, I think the answer is... I spent a long time answering that question, but I think the answer is nobody at this stage until somebody pops up in the Marsh series. Just let it go. I don't see anyone with the ceiling of Petrarca or something like that. Someone that can go like 105 plus. I'd be really shocked if anyone did that in the forward line. I just don't see it. Like, that's breaking out. Okay, so we'll get back to the questions. Hopefully that answers your question. Jeremy Cameron, no. Injury and yeah. I know I have 2 key forwards here, but their job is not to be a keeper. At Jeremy Cameron's price, his job is to be a keeper. He's not going to be one. Would you go Whitfield or Luke McDonald at D3 from Terry K? That's a tough one. I like both. I think you pick both. That's why I have these four defenders. I just can't find a way to drop any of them. If I had to drop one, I don't know. I really don't. I'm not dropping Laird. I'm not dropping McDonald. Be out of Whitfield and Lloyd. I don't think I'm dropping Whitfield. I think Whitfield's probably the safer option, so probably Whitfield. But I like both. I have both, yeah. X Fryer. Thoughts on Jai Cardwell? Not sure. Yeah, I don't know on Cardwell. He's been impressing at training, but he's had injury issues and he's still unproven. Like, how's he gonna go in the midfield? Like, is he gonna, like, if he got full time mid minutes, how's he gonna go? But yeah, pretty skillful player. So again, you have to watch over the preseason. So far, well, judging from last year, he got more mid minutes than Haitley, and he was good in patches, but not consistently. But he didn't get a consistent run. So I'm not sure where Cardwell sits at Essendon. So we need to figure that out, and we need to figure out if he can actually play well consistently. So for that reason, I would leave it. I'm not too sure on Cardwell. Plus the injuries, no. Smitty's, yo, George, how you been? Yeah, been good. Thanks for asking. Super Bowl on tomorrow, so pretty happy. Got a day off. Adidas thing, okay, it's deleted. Daniel, good day, mate. How you going? Matthew Crow, who's this year's breakout player? Now, breakout players are always really, really hard to pick. I've tried picking them in the past. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Most of the time, breakout picks don't work. So it depends at what price. So, okay, if defender for me, it's McDonald. I know he's already kind of expensive to break out, but I think he's going to be a bona fide premium. In the midfield, yeah, I have Walsh here. I think it's Sam Walsh. I think he's done everything right. He has not put a foot wrong, and he scored okay when playing wing. Then he moved into the inside midfield and scored even more. So defense, McDonald, Walsh, and like, they're not fully broken out. They've already half broken out, if that makes sense. They've put together second half of the years that were phenomenal. Haitley, I'm still not sure on Haitley. I think there's someone in Discord put in today that he averaged 91 in the SNFL. So that's pretty promising. And not reserves under 18s, but the SNFL. And I think the thing that, I don't know what the word is, that gives me confidence with the Haitley pick is that he signed, I remember the interview his manager did on radio, is that he signed to play inside mid. That was part of the reason why he signed for the Crows. Obviously, he's come home's great as well, but that's what he was saying. That's what his manager was saying. He wants to play inside mid, and the Crows have offered him that opportunity. When he's played inside mid, he's been very good. In the preseason, he got 29 touches in a goal, and then 25 touches in a goal. And like 10 contested possessions in each game. Roughly, I can't remember exactly. So I like McDonald, I like Walsh, I like Haitley. Haitley's still a little bit unsure. And in the forward line, if I had to pick anyone, it sounds like Butters is improved again. But with Zach Butters, I'd rather just let Butters figure itself out, because he's going to probably play a lot half forward as well, so his ceiling's not going to be massive at this stage of his career. So for that reason, if I got to pay $500 for Butters later, that's fine. But yeah, we'll let that figure itself out. So McDonald, Walsh, Haitley, and maybe Butters in the forward line. In the rucks, maybe Sam Draper, but had to be rested late last year. I'm not sure he can play 22 games or even play 5 games in a row, but we'll see. Good question, though. Phil, okay, so Jake Rugg, Phil JC, who's I think Jeremy Cameron, could have games with 5+ goals and big scores, but it's always risky having a big toll and will take a second defender. It's a good point, and I sort of made this case with Tom Lynch last year. Don't bother with the key forwards. I know Tom Hawkins worked out fine, but Hawkins had one of the most dominant key forward seasons in the past 20 years, I would say. You know, he was the number one forward by a country mile. Dixon was second, but yeah, Hawkins score assists, goals, marks, everything just off the charts. You don't see that sort of stuff very often. Could have games with 5+ goals and big scores, yeah, but he's also going to have games with not many scores, and he wasn't very impressive last year. So yeah, and the hamstring injury in the preseason. Promise you, it's not going to work. Don't pick Jeremy Cameron. Find someone else. X-Fry Mills, my lock, especially with him playing more mid-time thoughts. Callum Mills, I don't mind it. I haven't seen him play midfield for a very long time, but seems to be settled in that defence. Could open a spot for Gould as well. So yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen what he can do in the midfield, and I haven't really seen him break out in a non-Corona year. Although probably would have scored similarly in a regular year. I think you can pick Mills if you want. I just don't know what he can do in the midfield. Doesn't seem like he has standout attributes in the midfield. I'm not really sure. I don't know the answer to that. I want to see him in the midfield, and then we'll see. But was used at halfback for far too long, and then took a few years and just got really good at it. And now he's kind of feels like he was stuck there. But now finally he's moving in the midfield. So again with Mills, I would rather wait and see. Richard Head. Okay, this is going to be a troll comment. I'm feeling Simon Milenko as a rookie this year. Extra preseason under his belt and ready. Okay, that is not a AFL rookie. I don't know who that is. I'm not going to Google it because I'm too scared. Nice try though. Smitty's AFL. George Haben. Yeah, been good. Thanks for asking. Mixed Lazy. Mate, Taranto is a big steal this year. I don't mind Taranto. What buy does he have? Let me have a look. Surely we can check buys on here. How do we check buys? We might not even get buy rounds. Because the reason why I'm looking up is I want to see if Taranto can be flipped during the buy rounds if he doesn't work out. Okay, let's see what buy. If GWS have the first buy, then you can't really flip him. Okay, let's see. He has the first buy. Damn. Okay, that's bad because you can't really trade him out in the buys then. That kind of sucks because I was sort of thinking about it. So, Taranto. So last year his problem was he could not deal with hub life. That was his excuse on the radio. He said a number of GWS boys were struggling with it, so him especially. And his CBAs went down by a lot. Let's have a look. This is our Discord bot. Put the wrong command. So this will tell us how many CBAs. Taranto only 56 CBAs. That will almost certainly go up this year. Just wasn't playing well, so maybe he was moved forward. And also had the injury for the entire season. But won the time trial. I think he won the first time trial, came second in the second time trial at the Giants. I still remember how good he was in that grand final when Richmond smashed them. 450k, I don't mind Taranto. I just worry that he's probably an M8. He's always been more suited to AFL fantasy. So I'm not really sure about. Lost where we're up to. We got a lot of questions to get through. I thought we weren't getting many questions, so I was going slow. I might have to speed it up. Okay, I've lost where I'm up to. Taranto. So yeah, as I was saying with Taranto, he's having a full preseason this year, but last year sort of a red flag, but no Corona. Yeah, you would assume. Then you can pick Taranto 450k, but you're kind of stuck with him. So it's a tough one. If he was a forward, you lock him in, but might have missed by a little bit there. So yeah, again Taranto. I wish if he had a different buy round. Yes, but because he doesn't, not really sure. Seb, thoughts on Clive Rose? Never change, Seb. Thanks, Fry. TF, Seb. Exactly. You tell him to me. Yo, Seb, man, this is AFL. Yes, it is AFL, Seb. It's always a good day when I get to watch a video from the great Jordan. How are you, the game? Regular on here. Thanks for your kind words. It's always good to see regulars keep coming back. Smitty's AFL. Thoughts on Danaher? Okay, so so the reports on Danaher recently kind of what's the word? It's really thrown me off because I'm looking at him last year, but doing more research, it seems that Danaher was right to play last year. I think they were just being ultra conservative with him. Or like late last year, that he's kind of held back a little bit. So the training report, you guys have probably seen it, but the training report is he kicked 4 goals and he's done a full preseason. When I heard that Danaher's done a full preseason, I was shocked. Not even modified. I couldn't believe it. I think you pick him. Danaher, when he's on, he's a superstar. Even if he gets rested here and there, he's 230k and we should have a forward rookie to cover. So he only needs 1 or 2 days out and his price is going to skyrocket. And perfect job security as well. And that's the thing with paying up for rookies. Why I like to do it. It's for job security. Yeah, 230k. It's all of a sudden it's gone from no way Danaher to yeah. This actually might be a good pick. But yeah, monitor. If he gets through a full preseason and it's round 1, yeah, I'm locking him in. Seb, okay. Zach Butters, I spoke about him before. Corey. With Butters, just let it figure itself out. I assume his mid minutes are going to go up this year, but he's going to have like a mid and half forward split. But yeah, Zach Butters is a very special player. I wish the Crows took him in the draft so badly because we need him. He's like the perfect player we need up forward. But yeah, I like Butters, but I would, again, with Butters, because I don't know his mid forward split, I'd rather just let that figure itself out. Trade him in during the year if he comes good. Because if he's going to play mid and forward, he's not going to have the high ceiling to hurt you that bad. Why don't you have Oliver, Daniel? Yeah, it's a good question. That's the one thing that annoys me about this team is no Oliver. And it's either Walsh or Oliver. It depends if I need Brown or not. Yeah, I really, really, really like Oliver. But I've heard nothing on him in the preseason. And Jack Steele, I just feel like Steele's in for a big year. He's my Brownlow tip. So, yeah. It's a hard one. I think you do need to have Oliver. What's interesting is Harms. Savani is injured at the moment, but should play round 1, and Harms is going back into the midfield. I remember Oliver scoring less with Viney in the team. So, does having Petrarca, Harms, and Viney, does that hurt Oliver at all? Maybe a little bit. I'm not sure. Because really, they can't really... Viney and Harms can't really play anywhere else. And Oliver, I think, he could be a decent forward doing small stints there. We haven't really seen it. Nathan Reeves. I heard there's a good rookie called Clive. Not funny, Nathan. Travis Luke. Cripps or Walsh? Hashtag Walsh Gang. That's the thing that's going around in a Discord. We are all Walsh Gang. Oh, there's a few people that like Cripps, but I am Team Walsh. George Cavanis. Greek name, I think. Taranto. Spoke about him before. I wish Taranto had a different buy round so you could flip him during the buys. Because he has a first buy. If you trade him out, there's not much point. But if he was in the second buy round, you could trade him for someone who has already had their buy. Trade him out for someone. So, yeah. Again with Taranto, I just spoke about this. He was bad because of hub life, and he had no preseason. He was out for... Didn't he do his shoulder in the Marsh series? So, yeah. not for me. I think it's fine though, 450k. Chuck him at M8, maybe average 100, not too sure, but it's just that I don't want him to repeat anything like last year. Just because things are better off the field last year, or this year, doesn't mean he'll bounce back. But I do expect him to. Joe Colwell, Walsh vs Adams, lovely work, George. Thanks, Joel. Adams annoys me because of his injury history. I think he played every game last year. The year before he had groin injuries. Remember he had a pec injury. I think he's had a hamstring as well. So Adams is an ultimate professional. He's a walk-up captain once Pendles retires, or whenever Pendles gives it up. I'm gonna go Walsh because of durability. Yeah, Walsh is still a slight risk, but Walsh is built different. Grundy playing Tim English round 1 and never again is enough for me to pick him. Yeah, that was brutal last. I'm surprised Tim English came back and had a decent year, or in the middle of the year anyway, because that would have taken weeks to recover from that beating that Grundy gave him. Chucky, thoughts on Petrarca? People seem to not like him because of the extended quarters. I mean, it's fair enough. Petrarca's a superstar though, so yeah, Again, I'd rather let Petrarca be an upgrade target. There might be games where he plays more forward. And I think someone pointed out somewhere, I'm not sure this is true, but I did read it somewhere, that his scoring was better in the first half than second half. So it kind of suggests that he did benefit from the shorter quarters. So, yeah. So I just read a stupid comment. Yeah. Petrarca... Yeah, if you want. I'm happy to leave him as an upgrade target. If he has if his fitness was one of the best in the league, and it's already good now, it just needs to get better. Clayton Oliver, for example, his fitness is nuts. He does 100 times 100 meter sprints. It's crazy. I wonder if Petrarca can do that. If his fitness was like that, he'd probably average 130. Thoughts on Thilthorpe? Not sure he plays early, and I think he's on a modified program because he had groin injuries last year, so no. Nick Cat and Smitty, yeah, Thilthorpe, no, probably not. And I think he plays more forward. He's not taking many ruck minutes from Rob. And yeah, Crow's forward line's a bit interesting because they got Thilthorpe, Fogarty, and Walker. Walker, I hope never plays again, but he will. He's useless. But Himmelberg and Fogg, if both of them come good and we have Thilthorpe, I think one of them might request a trade. Which I like both, so I don't want that to happen. So I think, yeah, Thilthorpe... No Thilthorpe. Williams should be playing more mid-time. Thoughts on him? I hate Zach Williams, too injury prone. Now I've explained this a few times, how brutal having mid-season injuries is, because if you get an injury, then you're behind on upgrades, and so because, for example, someone else is doing an upgrade, but you can't do an upgrade because you have to sideways Zach Williams who got injured. So that means they have one more premium than you, and you have a rookie, and every week they do an upgrade the next week, and you do your upgrade, but you're still an upgrade behind. So every week they have one extra premium on you, 50 points, and it accumulates. So yeah, they have 50 points on you every week because they have a premium and you have a rookie because of you had to trade out an injured player. So yeah, I brought that up a few times, and look, Williams, not saying he will get injured, but his history suggests, especially last year, that injuries are... Odds are that he gets some sort of injury throughout the year, soft tissue. That's why I will not pick him, and that's why, as much as I love Josh Kelly as a player, I've been tempted by him because his ceiling is huge. Probably should go 120 this year, but the injury history it's too much. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, Williams is a star. I loved him off halfback. He's my favourite halfback flanker in the league. Just fast paced, just gets it and goes. Thoughts on Lions and Gaff from Diamond. So Diamond is using our Discord, and yeah, we're making fun of him today because he has Gaff and Lions in his team, which both could be fine. Lions could be fine. Gaff is an obvious upgrade target at best. So yeah, Theo Taranto for 58k is borderline lock. I don't know, probably not. Could be though, not too sure. the game, and don't forget about Pitney, Jordan. I haven't forgotten about him. Yeah, that was bad memories, Pitney. When Gorn scored 180 and Pitney scored 30, I lost my shit that day. I was just angry. I think we went out for dinner that night with the boys, and I was just like, don't talk to me. I was pissed off. Seb, know anything about Harris Roof? Shut up, Seb. Jesso, Rosie. Yeah, Rosie too risky. He was bad last year, and I don't know his mid and forward split. Yeah, he was shocking, but it felt like Rosie was injured this year. So, yeah. Probably too risky for me. Super talented though. But yeah, impressing in the preseason. More mid minutes. Just, everyone else is getting more mid minutes. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not interested in Rosie, but for his price, I can see the appeal. Just too risky for my liking. But yeah, like for example, if I somehow got Brown to Rosie, I don't know. Rosie's his big scores were against really weak teams as well, so that kind of inflated his average. I'm just not sure how Rosie's improved this preseason, so I'm just going to leave Rosie for now. So not for me at this stage. Kaz Lawler. So what's interesting is Kaz is a member of our Discord, and he always talks about how he's so good at cricket, but somebody found that he only averages 4.67 batting in cricket. That's embarrassing. So we keep telling him about that, but he thinks he's good at cricket. Yeah, I think he has 5,000 subs, mostly from India, for his YouTube cricket channel. You can subscribe to him. Look, we love Kaz, but needs to improve his batting in cricket. And Jalen Pavlidis, for Haitley at 320k, what do you want from him as a minimum? I want 85 minimum. Yes, I want 85 minimum. And for 300k, you probably want more than that. I'm not sure what he has to make to get, what he has to average to get to 450k. But, I really like Haitley as a pick. I think, yeah, inside mid-time that was promised for him. I think he was rated the third best midfielder on the ESPN draft power rankings, behind Walsh and Baslenka. So, yeah. We haven't seen much of Haitley. I've heard a few good things about pre-season. I think mostly the good news from the Crows pre-season seems to be Lockie, Shull and Fogarty. And not hearing too much on Haitley just yet, but Haitley's a necessity to play for the Crows, I think, because he's the big-bodied tall mid, and he needs to play on Oliver and Bont, because the Crows have no matchup for Oliver and Bont, and they completely floor us every time we play him. It's pretty rough to watch. So, yeah, 85 minimum. My prediction is 90 average. I know everyone on Discord, I said that today, they were all laughing at me, but I think Eno said it's going to be glorious watching Haitley burn Jordan again for the second year in a row, but nah, stuff him. We're going for Haitley this year. I want to see him in the preseason. Thoughts on Pal Pepper? Apparently he's good at the nightclub. That's a joke, a reference to, I think he was like arrested or something at a nightclub, or got caught on camera doing dodgy stuff. I don't know his mid-forward split, so probably not. Jordan Taylor, Danaher or Ben Brown if you had to pick one? Tough question. Very tough. If they're the same price, Ben Brown, but because of the price, it makes it interesting. So Danaher still has his durability issues despite him doing a full pre-season. It's really hard. I have both. Thinking about Brown. If it doesn't hurt your team elsewhere and you have the cash left over, Brown. Otherwise, if you need that 30k, go Danaher. Giordano, you Italian Stallion. I need to put it on a bit more kilos and I'll be Italian Stallion. But thank you for that, Dej. Glass of water. What about Impy? For 200k, training at halfback, it seems. I think he did a small stint playing forward. Seems to be fine. So, I need a drink. It's empty. I think it's fine, Impy. 200k, should play. Be like 18 months since his injury, I think. But yeah, 200k is fine. The 200k, Brown, Danaher, Zeeble, Impy. Zeeble, there's more uncertainty about Zeeble than all of them. But yeah, Impy 200k, completely fine. Just, yeah, make sure he has a full pre-season and playing halfback. Johnny Carroll, good day, George. How are you, Jono? Sorry, I forgot to reply to your Instagram DM. I'll do that later. X-Fry, that's big cutting. I don't know. Kessel, the big Johnny Carroll. Alright, Kaz. Red Hot YouTube. Wouldn't you prefer Heaney Rook over Brown Danaher? No, not Heaney. How dare you bring him up? Heaney's playing forward this year and he might not even play round 1. And this is the first year we haven't seen the Heaney's flying pre-season article. I'm worried Heaney's actually broken. Because people compare his talent to like Petrarca, which is fair enough, but I don't know what Horse is doing with him. It looks like he wants him to be a forward now. Maybe if Logan McDonald and Buddy play heaps, Sam Reid as well, maybe he'll just play mid. But yeah, because of the injury in the preseason, and on radio he said he's going to play more forward, and the fact that he always gets injured somehow, and sometimes he plays through it, sometimes he misses, usually plays through it. No from me. Blitzen. Dennis, evening you start. Yeah, Dedge is a stud. Nasbanger. You guys are unbelievable. So this guy, I don't know. I don't know what sport he's from. But yeah, you guys got to stop naming rookies that don't play AFL, because I've fallen for that twice and not again. Smitty, Dusty. Dusty's upgrade target. Here's the thing with Dusty. If you really want to pick a F3 premium, it seems like you're sold on Dunkley and Marshall like I am, then it's probably, yeah, it's fine. But look, I'm paying up for Neil, paying up for Steele, paying up for Lloyd, paying up for Gordon Grundy. I don't want to pay up for Dusty. I'd rather let him be an upgrade target. Yeah, Nas looking real good. Thanks, Nas. I don't know if that's intended towards me. John O'Carroll, thoughts on Trav Boak? Premiums that are 30 years age and older do not average 110. I don't think it's been done before. Or midfielders anyway. So it's a no for me. But yeah, Trav Boak is, yeah, super fit. But yeah. Maybe, I think Ablett might have averaged over 110, but he's Gary Ablett. And I think Dangerfield did, but he's Dangerfield. Like, the two of the best players, top 5 players in the past 20 years probably. And Dangers was in a shortened season as well, so who knows. DR, good to see you, DR. How are you? If you haven't subscribed to Supercoach with DR, you really should. His videos are probably more professional and better than mine. Like, he presents it a lot better than me. More effort goes in, so yeah, I reckon good chance of pipping me this year, DR. Missed the start of the stream, so we'll go back and have a listen. Hope all is well, mate. Looking forward to some more discussions in the year. I got to have you and Spills on the channel as well. But yeah, hopefully soon. I'll message you guys on Instagram about that. Matthew Stratus, thoughts on Happel M6 should be sound for round 1. Apparently, should be sound for round 1. Wait and see on Happel. Happel is. Feel like he's going to be managed a little bit. His time on ground will be lower. Apparently he's going to play halfback. So I'm just worried he's like... he seems like he's getting through training fine. Doing most things, just slightly maybe pulling back a little bit on his training and still icing the ankle, which is conservative, which is fine. Yeah, look, Happel's a great player, but it's the injury. 300k. I'll need to hear overwhelming, over-the-top reports on Heppel to start him. Not at this stage. Should I pick Nat Fife even though he might play forward? Nah, don't pick Fife. I mean, you can if you want, but I think he's trying to prolong his career by playing more forward, and again, the injury history did the hamstring last year. Player went surfing, did it again, minor. Just pick a durable midfielder. Should I? Yeah, no, 5. So yeah, probably not. Singer Z2K. Can I please get in a excuse me, sorry. And that this sentence has thrown me off. Okay, can I please get an opinion on Butler? Do you mean Butters or Butler? Butler? No, don't pick Butler. Butters upgrade target maybe if he comes good. Nathan Murphy, that's Big Murph on the Discord, the most positive bloke on our Discord. John's very taking the boys after you win 50k. Yeah, I mentioned this a few times. So originally we were going to go on sale Croatia. We'll wear like the white bandanas and look like having a good time. But apparently it's going to cost more than that, taking like 25 regulars to sell Croatia, and we're probably not going to be able to go there for a long time. But maybe we'll go Gold Coast, fly up there, get Diamond out of the house, off his PC chair, and we'll go... I don't know, just party in Gold Coast. I'm not a big party boy, but if you win 50k, your confidence is going to be up a little bit, so should be good fun. Maybe Sunshine Coast. I've been to Gold Coast twice, it was good fun. Some interesting things going at night in the Gold Coast. Last time I went there, just a lot of weird people there. Glass water, good to see you here, DR. Yep. Okay, that's not an acceptable name, that one. Okay, next one, Brady Ever. How is Neil Steele, Walsh, Rowell, Cunnington, Phillips, Campbell, Perkins, midfield? It's pretty good. I love Jack Steele, one of my favourite players. He's my Brownlow tip. Walsh, all signs point towards Walsh averaging over 105. Rowell is a prodigy, so it's going to be hard not to start him. Cunnington is a no from me, just coming off injury. Not really a keeper, and faded out in his he was all Australian pretty much halfway through 2019 and then just dropped off. Worried he's going to drop off again, and I think he's like 29 as well, which still can be good, but not for me, Cunnington. Just because of coming off injury, and most of his average is 102 in his clear best year ever. Phillips, Campbell, maybe. See how he goes in the preseason. I think he's going to play though, but I'm not sure he makes too much money. And then Perkins, just pick one of these dudes for now. Valenti, Dawkins, Downey. I think Downey plays. Durden, I'm not sure. Berry could play during the year for the Crows. Ninja, Clary or Steele. My heart says Steele, my head says Clary. Always go with the heart. But you don't take that advice. Cunnington is out of it. Yeah, I agree. They're just talking to each other. Not any good for starting pick. Okay, would you go the midfield? Did I just read this? Okay, would you go a midfield of Neil, Steele, Oliver, Walsh, Rowell, or midfield of Neil, Oliver, Walsh, Rowell, Haitley? Okay, so what we got here? And a D4. I'm not sure. I need to see the rest of your team. I'm not sure. First one looks this is a dream midfield in my opinion. Neil Steele, Oliver, Walsh, Rowell. I think go with that. Yeah. I guess at D4 you need a 300k player. So you're looking at Miller or Hayden Young. I'm not too sure on either of them. Might speak about them in another video. Both are very capable, but both have injuries, and both still not sure how much they've improved over the preseason. Okay, Perkins, why do you have Sam Walsh? What's your thoughts on him? I think, Sam Walsh is an ultimate professional. Again, half the reason why I've done good at Supercoach the past few years is I try and pick players that are high work ethic and really competitive. So that's why I've had Neil. I picked Steele 2 years ago because he's built like that, but because he tagged for the whole year, it didn't really work out. Round Walsh, hard workers, Laird, Whitfield, Lloyd. Whitfield was doing 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups like every morning when he was like a teenager. Before school, his mum would make him do like an hour of core exercises. That's crazy stuff, so it's any wonder why he was picking one. Dunkley, unbelievable work ethic. You look at Dunkley's Instagram every day, just training non-stop, health foods, training in between. So Sam Walsh is like that. Sam Walsh, huge work ethic, wants to be great, already paving the way at the Blues. Though I'm not 100% sold on Sam Walsh because the way he started last year was a little concerning. But maybe he said he put too much pressure on himself. So Yeah, very special player, Sam Walsh. So I'm not 100% going to pick him. But all signs, seems to be the standout at Carlton training and more inside mid-time. Huge endurance as well. And the thing is, even though he's in his third year, he was more advanced than other players in his draft year and his first year. Like 85 average. I know Rao did better than that, but not many players average 85 in their first year and play every game. It's very rare. So, yeah. That's why I've Sam Walsh. What are your thoughts on McDonald and the paper straws? Paper straws. I don't know what that means. Paper straws? Just use any straw. I remember someone at uni burst into a tantrum because someone had a plastic straw. They said they should be using paper straws. Some people, honestly. Yeah, thoughts on McDonald's? Oh, McDonald's in the paper. I thought it was Luke McDonald. Look, McDonald's got to do what McDonald's do. McDonald's is crap. Eat vegetables instead. Smitty's AFL. Do you think I should start Neil or wait until his price drops? That's a good question. I'd rather start him. 22 games. Superstar. Got tagged a whole bunch and still nearly averaged 140, or 135. It's just absolutely nuts. Endurance monster as well. I would just start him. I know you're going to get him cheaper later, but if he starts hot again, you're just going to have to sit and watch and cry. Why no to Butler? Butler's playing forward. Forwards don't score well in Supercoach as premiums. Bob Mart, thoughts on Jared Lyons? Tough one. Looks fine. I think you can pick him if you want. Not for me. Just the 1 year as a premium. Probably I said no last year and he worked out, so I'm really not sure. CW Ninja, come back to the court, big fella. Poor Ninja. Patrick Lyons, Shoal. Shoal's in my AFL fantasy team. Little pricey, but yeah, I think Shoal's impressing so far. I'm just going to check Discord in case anything's gone wrong. I'm a full hour behind apparently. I'll join VC.
Here we go. I'm ready, mate.
If a whole people jump in, I'm going to jump out of this.
Yeah,
just make a new one and just drag us in. Make it like admin only, just drag us in.
Okay.
Takes like 2 seconds.
There's a
I'll try.
admin. No.
Yeah.
No.
No. You can make a chat, make it so only captains can join, and then just drag us, so we can't just join normally.
That's actually a good show.
Hang on. Where's the stream?
Let me go get my SingStar microphone.
No, get out, bestie.
George,
Get out.
You gotta get out.
Okay, sorry guys on stream. Bear with me for a second. We'll get back to questions in a sec.
This is necessary.
This is very dangerous.
You are a
It
sloth.
is.
Yes.
You are a sloth.
Live streams.
Wait, Strag, you got a Photoshop, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
There
we're
we
on
go.
stream now.
Just
Okay.
before Zing could
Let me know if the audio doubles up, because last time it doubled up the audio.
I feel like I'm like that little kid in a fucking
You're
candy
right.
store.
Try not to swear
You,
though.
you sound alright. You sound alright on the stream. I just unmuted you
what?
for a second.
Do we have a
Put
lot
up
more
my
questions to
friend.
get through?
You are, I'd say, judging from what I've seen, you're about 40 minutes of questions behind at the
Oh
moment.
my god.
Which is about, I'd say, like 100 questions behind. So,
Alright, let's get through them.
you're an
quick.
absolute
So
shocker.
yeah, on Lockie Shoal, I think you can pick. I think he's too expensive. I think he's going to play wing, which isn't the most friendly role. If he was 250k, I'd lock him in. 350 is a bit much. Granger Barras, probably not. Couldn't get through a time trial. We'll see how he
Key
goes.
defender.
Didn't
I've
score very
rated
well.
Granger. I've rated Barras, but I don't know about the pick. I was on the hype train for him for a while, but that's when I realised we need about 4 defenders this year. Or
Yeah.
primos.
Thoughts on Tim Kelly as a pod? What do you reckon, Straight?
I'm not, let me just quickly look up his price. Wait 1 sec.
Like 500.
He's, Yeah, he's about 500. He averaged, what, like 95 last year. Why would he average any more? They're just better picks. There are better picks than that.
Yeah.
Rao, Simpkin even, at that price.
Yeah, Simpkins pretty debatable one, but I like him. Yeah.
Simpkin looks primed for a big year. It's just
Yeah.
just to give his body right, get that ankle actually good. He looked like he'd be doing well in pre-season. Just the fact that if North do well, it'll be based off his form.
Yeah. I actually like North this year. I think they like experience, but I think they got a good midfield group. Yeah, no Tim Kelly. Even like last year, even when he was All Australian, he wasn't a super high disposal getter. He was kicking a few goals as well. Daniel, thoughts on Tom Green? Okay, so the problem with Tom Green is Leon Cameron. So is Tom Green going to get enough mid-time? He's definitely good enough. It's just whether he gets it or not. And he's got a few players in front of him that were very high picks. And yeah, they're like 25 years old, so it's going to be difficult to get a lot of mid-time. But yeah, I think he can be a 120 average player at his peak, but we'll see.
He could be like another Haley situation. Like after a couple of years, he doesn't get any game time. Look at him if he moves clubs.
Yeah, I think he was academy boy, so it might be hard to see him leave. But I think he has a grandfather that played for Richmond. I think. Not sure.
Melbourne connections.
No,
Yeah. And I think he'd be nuts to not play Green and risk losing him. I'm not sure if he's signed or not.
Oh my god, you've finally caught up to me. I've got the questions now. So see Smitty's AFL. Mitchell, I joined at 9 o'clock, so you're 25 minutes behind at the moment.
Okay.
That is amazing.
Thoughts? So yeah, on Tom Green, probably not, just because of... Look, Tom Green can work, but there's a few roadblocks for him to work that I'm not sure he gets open. So thoughts on the King brothers as forwards? Have 320k for a forward. I think Max King will be the best forward in the league at some point. But yeah, don't need to pick key forwards for 320 in their third year.
Yep.
Mitchell or Taylor Adams. I don't think you can pick Mitchell because he might not play round one. So Mitchell's a perfect upgrade target. He has the first buy.
Is he doing full training now, or is he still moderated?
No. So yeah, Taylor Adams really should average 110. Better for fantasy. But yeah, again, he had a groin injury 2 years ago. I know that was 2 years ago, but he has a long history of injuries. Is Super Bowl next week? Is Super Bowl tomorrow or next week?
No, it's next week. It's on Feb 8.
Oh my god, I thought it was tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, you said that like at the very start.
I cancelled my physio appointment because I thought the Super Bowl was on. Oh Jesus. All
Yeah,
right,
no,
thanks for
Feb
letting me
8.
know. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, no, we all know.
Up the Chiefs. Okay. Yeah, that shows how much I follow NFL though. That's coming from a Ravens fan. Yeah, go Chiefs.
I can see the whole Adams pick though. He averaged 99 without Trelaw in the team and 112 without. I mean 112 without Trelaw in the team, and then 99 with. So I can see where that pick's coming up, but I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I think he's a fine pick, but I just don't like his injury history. That's all. What's your tip for the Super Bowl?
Because how much is he? 588.
Yeah.
You want him to go, if at that price you would want him to go Uber probably, but I don't think he has it in him.
You want 108 and 22 games minimum.
Yeah.
My tip for the Super Bowl, look, I'm a very casual NFL fan, Blitz, but I had to go past the Chiefs offense. Well, the Bucks defense has been playing pretty good. Speedy's AFL, what price is he at? I know who he's talking about. If you mean Green, he's 350. Brandon Cutajar, interesting name. Is Jake Floyd injury concerning? We have no context around the injury. It seems pretty minor. But yeah, it should be back. And look, once we get more info, then we'll be able to know if it's concerning. Sam Turner, press as a pod, coming off his first pre-season as a Tiger. Plus, he's one of the only Tigers to play through the whole game. That's a good point. Didn't know he had a full pre-season. I think he's had too many injuries.
Oh, sorry, you go.
What was Presti's injury last year?
I want to say hammy, but I'm not 100% on that.
Okay. I don't really want to pick players that have injury history in the midfield.
Even still, his best season at the Tigers was a 101. It's a weird pick.
Yeah, he could get. Yeah, I mean,
Tigers don't score well.
I think for half a year, 1 year, the back half of the year, he averaged like over 110. But he's never done it for a full season. So.
And also that season we didn't play it, but still.
Yeah. Plus the fact that he's had full preseason. Yeah. I mean, yeah, plus the fact he's had full preseason. I see the justification. How much is he? 450. I might as well go Toronto at that price. I'm a Hawk supporter and don't pick Scrimmer. I think I mean Scrimshaw.
Yes, from sure.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's just it's a weird pick. I don't know why you do it when we have so many good forward primos. Defensive primos. Yeah. It's just a weird pick. It's a stupid pick in my opinion.
Honestly, any breakout defender picks this year probably won't be too high pick because you've got so many good primos as Jack said. Plus most people will be doing like 4 defender primos.
Yeah, but I think there could be like 8 or 9 blokes that average over 100 in defence, maybe more.
I haven't seen the Caleb Daniel pick as much. I rate the Caleb Daniel pick. It's just the fact that he could be I'm a bit iffy about the Caleb Daniel pick, even though he did well last year and he's been doing well the last couple of years. I could see him as a starting pick, but I don't know.
You can pick Caleb Daniel.
Mm.
Is it worth getting Walsh over Cripps if I'm going to get 117 rookie instead of Lockie Jones from Port? No, you got to keep Lockie Jones if he plays. So yeah, keep Lockie Jones for now if he plays. Starting Liam Baker. Options. Why would you? Is he playing defence this year?
He's a forward defence DPP, but he's never averaged more than 80 in a season. He's never played a full season. He's only ever had 3 games above 100. I don't know why you do it.
Short is a halfback guy anyway. The guy gets more of the pill.
Short's a much better pick if you want to go Richmond defence.
Is Zero worth as a starting pick, or who else in that price range? Alright, let's look at 600 price range.
I did a lot of research into Zero. I just want to quickly answer this one.
Yep.
I think he's a bit overpriced, but every single mid is. You don't need to worry about a role change or anything. He averaged 117 last season. You know, some of the Brisbane mids. I was doing some research about the travel they did. Jared Lyons and Lockie Neal, they travelled 5,000 kilometres last year. Zeret travelled 4 times that much. He travelled about 20,000 kilometres. He had a 117 average. He's had 5 years of over 100. He's just an insane pick. I love him, and he's a pod. Not many people own him. I think he's got about a 5 to 10% ownership. It's insane how many people are just kind of overlooking him when he's had such a good history. He's only missed 2 games in 5 years. Insane pick. I love it.
That's a fair point. Feels like something slightly goes wrong with him every year, and he has like a slight form dip, but then he goes nuts for the rest of the season. I like him as an upgrade target, especially because they have a few players that they want to give more inside mid minutes to, but he still scores pretty well on mid, and on the wing as well. He's going to be probably my first pick if he switches clubs in 2020. I think I don't see why not. Contract here. I think you can pick Merritt if you want. At his price, is he better than Petrarca and Bont?
Yeah, he's better than Petrarca, but I don't think he's better than Bont. Bont's 6'15", and I think he's 6'20".
Bont's still the man of the midfield in the Dogs. He's a captain. He'll get as much mid minutes as he wants. He got heaps last year, All Australian.
I reckon he'll be more forward probably. I don't know. Even though we've got Jamara and the other forwards, I reckon he'll still have to go down there a lot more.
You reckon?
Yeah, as a Dog supporter, definitely.
I think maybe one upgrade target. I think that price. Look, Josh Kelly clearly the best option for average points. Maybe not clearly, but Kelly has like 120 in him. Having a better preseason than last year, I think. Yeah, Kelly injury risk is too high though. So yeah, I think Merritt.
Yeah.
You can. I don't see why not with Merritt. Thoughts on Cripps? Looks like he put weight on again, which is good. I have a whole video dedicated to Cripps. Maybe watch that if you have time. But my thing with Cripps is his past 30 games hasn't been great. I just worry his body just gets battered throughout the season. I really think they should be playing him 30% forward at least, but maybe I'm wrong. They have Setterfield to take the pressure off him as the big body mid now. Are you guys starting Cripps?
Yep. I love Cripps.
I don't know. I've
I
got to
think-
see a bit more in the preseason.
I think his
I'll probably end up doing
history.
it.
Look, he's like you said, he has a battered body, but with his upside at 520k, there's just so much that can go right, and in my opinion, not much that can go terribly wrong.
Yeah.
I think he's low risk and insanely high upside for his price.
Yeah. Ceiling's massive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he gets to that ceiling again. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
Probably
it'll be
not,
interesting.
but he's
But yeah, if he gets if you want a 105, 110 from a 520k mid, I'll take that every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree
And
with that.
he probably has now less of the responsibility in the midfield now that Walsh has kind of come into his own boots or whatever the future saying is. He's made his own there now, and now it's this season where he has to show something. So Chris probably has a lot more freedom, you'd say.
Yeah.
And then
Like
also
he-
got Setterfield, who had a really good season as well.
Like
They've also got Kennedy.
Like I was going to say, with Cripps, the opposition pretty much all target Cripps. Like, I think it was Port that tried to beat him up like non-stop, just like hip and shotting him, or bumping him the whole game, like roughing him up. Now that probably shouldn't happen as much because they got other players to worry about, but we'll see.
Honestly, the only player that could really hold Cripps or something like that is someone like, I know you hate the shorts, but probably like a Jack Steele that could tag him, in all honesty.
Yeah, still always gets better of Cripps,
Yeah.
but still gets better of just about everyone. Got the best of Bont in the
Yeah, it's
final, I think.
furious still.
You have to start Oliver, maybe. But I want Steele, that's the problem. Tom Mitchell with longer quarters again. Tom Mitchell upgrade target. He's injured. And he has a second buy round, so he has a first buy, so trade him in the second buy round. Do you guys have any thoughts on Cardwell?
Oh,
Not too much about him, to be honest.
yeah, man.
I don't think the history's there, and it's just a weird mid-pricer pick. Like you were saying before, we don't know about the forwards and which ones are going to be the primos and whatnot. Caldwell, he's got 11 games under his belt. He had a 65 average at the Giants. It's just a weird pick.
It's not a good pick. I don't see it working out. And if it does, well, good on you. But honestly, the Caldwell pick, as Shaq said, it's a bit meh.
Now, I just want to quickly jump in, George. I asked the Discord, and they all want me to rapid fire like 20 questions because we're falling even further behind somehow, if that's even possible. So can I just quickly, I'm just going to rattle off like the next 20 questions in like under a minute, if
Alright,
that's
so if
all
I
right.
go
mate.
get a drink,
Yes, you go get a drink.
I
I'll hold down the fort.
Okay.
Yeah.
thanks.
Beautiful. Okay, he's gone. Okay. What have we got? Caldwell, Dunkley or Robbie Gray? Robbie Gray's an unbelievably bad pick. Pick Dunkley every day, George would agree. 3 def and 5 mid primo or 4 and 4. I like 4 and 4. I think 4 and 4 is good. 3 and 5 is weird because we have a lot of good defensive primos. Heppel, a cheap mid who could get a price rise early season. Upgrade to a premium. Yeah, maybe. We don't know about Heppel. Like I was talking about Caldwell. It's just, I don't know. Why would you do it? I think Haley's better than Heppel,
And
but
he's
I
getting
still
on
don't
there a
like
bit.
Haley that much.
He's
Yeah,
getting on
exactly.
there
He's
a bit
getting
now.
old. He's getting old. Jack Steele, what do you think in 25 words or less? He's a legend. 3 words. How many keepers should you look to start? About 12 to 13. But if you, it's a different question. Malenko is a cricketer. Yep, goodbye. Bye, Alex. Geez, you're slow, Seb. See, look, Seb sent this at 8:51. It's 9:38. We're somehow like 50 minutes behind. Paddy Cripps
think
to bounce
Zingel
back
wants
with
to
on the
come.
quarters. Absolutely, he's a gun. Might have a better body, but who cares? Yo to get back to his primo status, or Tim Kelly impacted him too much.
I don't see those
Yo.
best midfielders getting back up to the
Yeah, Yo's just nah.
Alright,
nah.
Too many
Will
points to
that-
go around, too many big bodies.
We'll let Bastin in because I think he's a bit desperate to get in. With
Oh, no,
his
yeah, you know
six
what?
star
please.
lineup.
Let's liven it up. Come on.
We'll get
No,
rid of
that's
him if he.
dangerous.
It's not dangerous. It's funny.
Zach Williams.
There he
Yeah,
is.
one best
Time.
team.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
No. You lasted 5 seconds before passing. Are you serious?
I want to
Wait,
answer
I
these
was
questions
sustained.
properly.
Oh, okay.
Duggan.
Hang on, I've got the
Duggan.
audio of the stream in the
Like,
background.
Duggan's not bad, but
Let me
he's
start
not
going through these
great.
questions again.
Why? I don't know. You
Okay.
suck, Duggan.
I don't really. I don't rate any West
Petty
Coast players
Crips will be
at
fun,
all.
I think.
Duggan never had a full season and never had above an 85 average. Why would you pick him?
So Elliot Yo has so Sam Elliot Yo is injured right now. Don't pick him. Liam Duggan, probably not. I think he's going to get more mid minutes, but not sure what he averages in the midfield. Probably like a sub premium.
Yeah.
See how much he's improved in the March series. So
Do you want me to
Strong
keep
has a
going
question.
or do you want to
Yeah,
go?
keep going.
Sorry.
Alright, I'm going to keep going. Quick. Fletcher
Alright.
Roberts. I don't even know who Fletcher Roberts is. Does anyone know who this guy
He's
is?
the Bulldogs premiership hero. Best defender in the league.
Nah, he's a
2016.
dud. I don't know who he is, but he's a dud. Thoughts on Cunnington? Cunnington's like at least 35.
Oh my
Don't
God.
pick him. North mid.
We have like 150 questions.
He's the third player that you see that's been there for 30
He's
years.
not a bad pick, but he's a bad pick if you know what I'm saying. What to do if King Doherty returns to his best at halfback without
Oh
being
my
tagged?
God.
Now the
Don't get
starters
that,
in there. Feel like I've got too many Blues with Walsh, Williams, and Cripps, and yeah, you can't go
Oh,
Doherty,
yeah.
Walsh, Williams, Cripps.
No.
I'm sorry. And King
Don't pick
Doherty back to
Doherty.
his best would be amazing, but I don't see it happening. So if he goes back to his best, sure, bring him in, but for Carlton boys is too much. Ben Keys, I love Ben Keys, but not as a super coach pick. He's a good tagger, but he just won't be consistent in super coach. Well, Witherden go better at the Eagles. Was considering him a lot. Once again, we've got too many good defensive primos. Why go for such a risky pick? Braden Campbell, is that Sydney guy? I think he's an expensive rookie. He'll probably
180.
start, get him in. Don't rate
189K.
Crippo.
Maybe with
George.
Campbell. Hang just quickly. I
George?
want to speak on Doherty real
Yeah.
quick. I wouldn't pick Doherty because he had the cancer treatment in the preseason.
Oh yeah.
He played sore a lot of the year last year, and then he said he was good again from not being sore, and then he did a calf. So look, he's going to have probably a better preseason than last season when he was still recovering from the ACL. But yeah, I wouldn't be picking Doherty. I think he's
That turned me off from Doherty. The whole, oh, I'm not injured, and then does the calf thing. That really
I think he just
didn't
really
sit
wanted,
right with me.
I think he really wanted to play.
Yeah, I mean, I get why, but it was sort of selfish.
I think he was too eager to play, and then that eagerness turned into an injury.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What have we got next? Zach Williams. We already kind of talked about him. I'm sure we
Yeah.
have. You've probably heard
It's
about
really
it. Crom top
injury-prone.
17. I'd say they're about maybe $15 to get off the wooden spoon. So tough luck for Crom fans. Bombers
top
rookies.
17.
Maybe Perkins. I don't know any. Maybe
think
Harrison
Harrison
Jones. I've heard has been all
Jones,
right.
yeah.
But that's about it. We don't know anything until preseason, so good luck. Jai Caldwell just talked about him. 100 viewers. We're at 114 now, so there you go. Who has a
So
bigger
me.
YouTube channel, you or Carlton? Unfortunately, Carlton has a 6,000 subscriber comedy channel, but he
Wait, what?
unfortunately was unable to
no.
link us to the YouTube channel, so it probably doesn't exist. Thoughts on John Holland? Got no clue who that is.
That's got to be a
Right
cricket.
off.
Anyone know an Holland? Look, he's not in too serious, so I got no clue who he is. Unlucky. Liam Duggan, just talked about him. Harms locked out at Sebi. You suck.
No.
Thoughts on... Sorry, everyone, I know Sebi, so...
Alright, I'm gonna kick you guys out. See ya.
Oh,
Oh,
oh no.
oh.
Just sing.
No.
Yeah. Thanks to those guys. Thanks to Strag, Trov, and Bassin for that. But yeah, I kicked him out. So yeah, Harms. Yeah, I think it'll be a bit quicker because we have a lot more to get through. And some of them had dodgy finishes last year. So Harms. I think he averaged like 90 something in the midfield. So you could pick Harms if you want. I think on the watch list, but yeah. I think they'd want to give more minutes to Brayshaw on inside midfield. Apparently Harms is a really good defensive midfielder, so I'm not sure what the whole thing is there. So maybe on Harms. Thoughts on MP? Fine for 200k. I'm going to go through these quick because we have a lot to get through and I want to go bed soon. Goldstein, no. Jeremy Howe, he has a long injury history, which kind of puts me off. And he's only really been a premium for like one season, so it could work. I think it could, but I'd rather go. I have more faith in other picks. K-Dust, thoughts on Canelio? Look, Canelio could be... Apparently Canelio's having a really big preseason, so it might be fine. But, yeah, doesn't have the 110 ceiling in him. Yeah, so not for me, Canelio. Have you got leagues opened yet? Not yet. Soon. I'll do... closer to the date, we'll get more leagues going. I think we'll do 3 for YouTube. We'll do 3 for Discord. And then I'm not sure. We'll do... So Supercoach Take we're going to do that in season. So probably do that, maybe 2 leagues for that. And then, yeah. So yeah, I'll do the YouTube quizzes. So if you're regulars at the channel and you know the answers, then you'll get priority. But yeah, probably not within the next month. Freo planning to use Chera as an inside mid. Yeah, that's interesting with Chera. Pretty special player it seems. Got him and Brayshaw confused watching Freo a fair bit. So, yeah. Must have rookies. We don't even know yet. I think Will Phillips plays. Hasn't been... heard good things about him in the pre-season, but not like Rao or Walsh level things. But we'll see. I think he should play. And then I like Finley McRae. I like what I'm hearing from McRae. So at this stage, I have those 2. And I think Jimmy Rowe will play for the Crows. Those are the main, probably the 3 at the moment, but we don't really know. And I think Downey plays for Hawthorn on the wing. Should be ready to go. I'm going to go through these files. Can you start whips and crawls in Crips? Thinking of getting Gaff and Crips. Gaff is an upgrade target and made at best. So you can start Walsh and Crips. Andy McGrath, apparently he's improved this pre-season, but not really sure. Don't think not sure he's like a superstar mid quality. Yeah. I just don't know if he takes the next step or not. Top 3 pods in each position. I'll give you 1. I think in defence, Maynard. In the midfield, Simpkin maybe? I'm not really sure. In the rucks, probably Draper if you want to value, and forward line, wouldn't have a clue. Maybe Zach Butters, but yeah, I wouldn't pick any of them. I think Luke McDonald's a pod, so that counts. So Luke McDonald in defence. After Dunkley Marshall, who would you be your pick as premium in the forward line? I've mentioned this a few times. I don't want to pick any of them, but if I had to, gun to the head, Dustin Martin. But I don't want to pay up for Dusty. When is your OnlyFans coming out? Never. Thoughts on Doc? Must have for me? No. I don't know how it works with Sard in defence and Newman back as well. And Doc had a few injuries last year, interrupted preseason. Jeremy Howe, I don't like his injury history. Nick Nat, no. Side bottom, I don't know about his role. I'd almost take side bottom over Dusty, to be honest. I just don't know what role he plays. Wing, is it half forward, is it mid? At training he was playing forward and wing, so I think he can kind of score wherever he plays, but I'd rather get him cheaper. I'm paying up for a lot of players. I don't want to pay up for him. Jeddah, no. Neville Jeddah, no. He's still playing? Yeah. Degoe, go on jail in April. 109 viewers, thanks. Thoughts on Huge reaction? Hugh Greenwood? Nah. Not sure how he goes in longer games. Shy Bolton, not enough possessions and don't know about his mid-time. Thoughts on Josh Kelly as a pod? Yeah, he'll score well, but injury risk. Depends if you want to take that risk or not. For me, no. But yeah, I think wouldn't surprise me if he's top 3 on average. Got to get through these questions quicker. Yeah, I know. Any thoughts on Zebo and what his role will be? He'll start at half-back in the pre-season, and I don't think there's a spot for him, but because he's captain, they have to play him. Yeah, I don't know. They don't really want to use him forward. They don't really want to use him mid because they want to play other guys there. So maybe off the bench or something. Deadly Sin just joined. Thoughts on Adam Chera and Liam Duggan? Heard good things about them both. Yeah, have heard good things about both. Chera, it's kind of hard to get a read on Chera, but more inside time for Chera this year. So you'd think that goes up, and Duggan more mid-time as well, especially if Yo's injured. Could be fine, but in defence you can pay a bit more for really more reliable players. Creamy King. So have you been thinking about Maynard? So I've been thinking that Maynard will have a really good year next year. Assume you mean this year. Thoughts? Yep, I like Maynard. I'd rather use him as an upgrade target though, just because I'd rather pay $550 for Whitford or Laird or Lloyd or McDonald or whatever. Isaac Heaney, no. Tom Powell, I don't think he's going to play. Bont is beast, he is. Thoughts on Nick Cox? No. Is Hatley really going to be able to cover the big boys? He is the number one candidate at the Crows to do that, because none of the others can. I remember last year we put Keys on Oliver, didn't work. Put Matt Crouch on Oliver, didn't work, and Oliver scored like 200 points. So it has to be Hatley, because he's a bigger body. Thoughts on my team so far? Too many names. I'll just look for any dodgy picks. Yep, good. Mid's good. Mid's good. I'd go one of Green and Hatley. Grundy Marsh. I'd go down Green, up Butters to Dunkley. McRae, yeah, upgrade target. Drink some water. I did Oliver or Steele. Oliver on paper is a better pick, but I'm picking Steele just because that's what I want to pick. Thoughts on Archie Perkins? Not really sure. I haven't followed him. Yeah, slightly interrupted preseason, but good things so far that I've heard. Thoughts on Harms? Maybe. Not sure he stays inside mid, but we'll see. Riley Flynn, NRL, AFL. Never watched NRL in my life. Eagling, do you think... finally, this will be a decent question. Do you think there... no offense to other people, but as in from Discord, because everyone else from Discord's trolling. Do you think there are opportunities / risk we need to look out for with Intertage cap dropping from 90 to 75? That's a good question, and that's something that I don't know though. So that means you would think that helps the endurance players, so Walsh and Whitfield. Does that mean midfielders get rotated more and defenders less? I'm not sure. I think, yeah, super fit midfielders maybe higher priority. Not too sure. I think it's almost negligible, the difference, but we'll see. I'm not talking about NRL. I don't know anything. NRL's bad. It is. NRL sucks ass. Thoughts on Jeffrey Epstein? Him and Trump had some good times, I think. I think that's the one. I think that's the one you're talking about. Dog racing, NRL. Geez, get a life, boys. Terrible sports. Dog racing even is one. Oliver or Steele? I have Steele, but theoretically Oliver's a better pick because he's more proven, better endurance. What are your thoughts on Max Holmes from the Cats winger? I'm pretty sure he's a project player. I don't think he's going to play anytime soon. Sidebottom or Dunkley? Should I pick Sicily? Good one. Why is Marshall a for sure lock in the forward line? I think because he scored well enough with Ryder in the team. So we've already seen it. He's still able to take those marks around the ground and attend roughly half the ruck contests. And with Ryder at 33, you think Marshall is going to get games where he's going to score really well, being solo ruck, where he can average probably 120 plus. That's what he did when he got better in his first season as a ruckman. He just got better as the season went along as a ruckman, and I think there were blocks where he was averaging like 130 or something. So he got better last year, and apparently he's gotten more endurance this year, improved time trial. And the coverage is unbelievably convenient. So yeah, Short or L McDonald. I have McDonald, but I wouldn't write off Short. You worried Gaundy and Marsh have the same buy? No, it'll be fine. Just plan properly for it, and you'll be fine. Is Dunkley really a lock? Yes. His ceiling's too high, and his unbelievable work ethic better than almost everyone else in the league. Only 4 games to go off, and a bit of differences. Thoughts on not starting Rao? Not really sure. I'd rather just pick him because everyone else is. But yeah, not really sure. I got 260k spare. Do I upgrade from Hatley or not? With that much money, probably you can go to Walsh. Thoughts on Ben Cousins? I hope he gets better. I really do. I've been doing a bit of BBL. Do you pick a loop for each position? No, just rucks. James Cousins from Hawthorn is a lock for me. Scoring improved end of the year. Maybe, I don't know. How about Heaney, Williams and Zeebo on the same team? You'll quit by round 4, mate, if you do that. Thoughts on Duggan? Yeah, I've answered this a few times, but I'm not really sure on what he can do in the midfield because he played a bit midfield last year, and he was okay. He wasn't amazing. I think 80s, average in the 80s. So you're just expecting him to jump to 90s to 100. Just I would be picking a more reliable, like your Laird or Whitfield or McDonald or Stewart or something. Pick someone else. Pay a bit extra. That is not a rookie. I'm not even going to read that name out because I can't read it. I never watched AFLW this year and decided to go because I was bored and I got every tip right. And a margin. Alright. No offense, I don't care though. I've got $650k to spend on a mid. Who's your top 5 options and if I don't go broke? Good question. I hate it when that happens. I don't know why my super coach does that. Oliver or Steele. I know they're extra 5k, but Oliver or Steele. If not, I don't know, maybe Merritt. I'm not really sure. Thoughts on Adams? Yeah, fine. Played every game, but has long injury history. Thoughts on Jaden Short? Yeah, could be fine. Would rather. Yeah, I think you can pick Short. Thoughts on Titch? Upgrade target. Don't start him, he's injured at the moment. Everyone should join the Discord. There's others that will help too. Link in the description. Yeah, join us if you want. Nick Hine, thoughts? Yeah, playing halfback. Averaged really high numbers in SANFL a few years ago, but a little bit expensive. Needs to impress a lot in this Marsh game and need to hear really good reports. So yeah, a watch list, but unlikely because he's too expensive. Thoughts on Elijah Hollins and Josh Kelly? Yeah, I'm really upset the Crows didn't draft Hollins, even though it was a stretch to draft him at 1, given his ACL. But yeah, he's going to be a superstar, I think, Hollins. But yeah, he's not going to play early. He's still recovering from the ACL. And Josh Kelly, injury risk. So, but yeah, probably going to average 120 though. I've got a bit of a Ben Brown. That's fine. Thoughts on Hugo Hagan? No, not fit enough from the sounds of it. Thoughts on Jack Martin? No, playing half forward. Injury risk. What are your thoughts on Brian Lara as an injury forward? I did watch cricket back then. I know Brian Lara played for somebody. The West Indies? I'm not sure. That might be racist if I got that wrong. But I think it was West Indies. I think so. Thoughts on Tom Stewart and Cripps? Yeah, they're fine. Thoughts on Zeeble? Nah. Don't think there's a spot for him at North. I'm not sure what happens. Tom Mitchell, no. Upgrade. Thoughts on Taranto? Yeah, if you want. Decent value. I spoke about him earlier, but don't have time to speak about him at the moment. DBJ, Perkins, or Campbell. Well, just quickly on Taranto. If he doesn't, I think he's fine as an M8. So, but last year kind of scared me off him, even though he had an excuse for that with hub life and injury in the preseason. Campbell, Perkins, or DBJ. Well, I think Campbell seems the most likely at the moment. So probably Campbell, but I don't think we'll need any of them, hopefully. Lloyd, Whitfield, Laird, Stewart. Good. Well done, Theo. Good team. Thoughts on Taylor Duray? No. Is it too shallow in the mids to have Cripps M3 in round 4? Nope, that's fine. I think you'd want to rely a non-rookie at M5 though. It depends if the rookies come through or not. So like a Haitley or something, but don't have to pick Haitley. I get why people don't want to pick him. Zorko, no. 32 and Achilles injuries and more forward time. Franklin, no. Webster, no. Heaney, no. Powell won't play early. Paddy Dow is one of the worst players I've ever seen, to be honest, but he's had a really rough run of injuries. Yeah, just a panic merchant. So yeah. Why go Franklin when you can have Johnny Patton? I might ban this ninja guy. Why I'm using this channel. G posts some crap. Brady, yeah, it'll be good to watch Brady and Mahomes. Thoughts on Bismack Bayumbo? This is out of control. You won't see this to him, so just say the huge nose and neck beard. So Kaz always says I have a huge nose in Discord. It's not. I'm Italian. What do you expect? That's very rude, Kaz Lawler. It is rude. Lonzo Ball. No. LeVar Ball would have been a better, right? Hugo Hagen, no. Mitchell or Merritt to start with. Thoughts on Damon Greaves from the Hawks? Not proven enough. Looks good when he played there though. I think he played in the VFL for a while, so a watch list, but how much is he? 400k. It's very hard to pick him when you have, like, he has bust potential because it's unproven, but I think it'll be important for the Hawks this year. Yeah, could work out. Could be like a Nick Newton scenario where he just averages 90 or something, but I'm not too sure on him. Just I think that the tops, there's a lot of really good defenders available. I want like top 8 defenders at least. That'd be a good question. I haven't really looked into it enough though. Thoughts on Gaff? Gaff is upgrade target. His score was inflated last year because he played inside time because Shui and Yo were out for extended periods. So Gaff is an upgrade target at M8 at best. I wouldn't start him, he's overpriced. Shai Bolton, probably not. I think he's really important in the midfield. Doesn't get a heap of the ball, and I don't know his forward mid split. Dangerfield, no, he's injured. Don't pick anyone with a groin injury in the preseason. Won't own a Kane's talk this year. He's a bit dodgy. Just got tagged a few times last year and started dropping 30s. No. What do you think about having Brown, MP, and Danaher in the forward line? I think it's fine as long as you'd want 12 good keepers though. If you have those 3, if you have 11, then no, you need to sort that out. I just lost where I'm up to. Okay, we're not too far from done. 530k for a guy that dropped off big, no thank you. Take Jaden Short every day of the week. Kick out spam times 100. Yeah, you can pick Short. What do you think of Cunnington? Probably not. Had back issues, but seems to be over them. I think it was back. But yeah, coming off, did he have a full preseason? I'm not sure. Look, 430k, it's not too bad, but I trust Taranto more. It's hard to trust Cunnington. Yeah, he's probably not going to have a career year. At the 8, I think he's 29, but yeah. So still can perform well, but I don't know, Gut says no about Cunnington. Just never been a premium. And 430k, at best case, M8. AFL fantasy team, yeah, I have one, but I don't really know how to play. Thoughts on Dunkley and McRae? Look, Dunkley and McRae, if they're at different clubs, they are top 3 midfielders. But they're at the Bulldogs with 8 other midfielders, so Dunkley forward is a lock. McRae's an upgrade target because it feels like he's going to play wing, but we don't know for sure. Or like rotate more on a wing, so that would indicate that he's underpriced. Witherden, I spoke a little bit about. I'm just not too sure. Had endurance issues and work ethic issues in the past, but you know, Brisbane were happy to let him go, which doesn't really sit well. Chris F, why did Rory Atkins fall out of favour at the Crows? How do you reckon he'll go at the Suns? He's rubbish. Yeah, just if the team's gone really well, he'll go well. If it's not, he'll go. He just goes missing in big games as well. Training reports 2021, 2020, and Supercoach Gold stats all on AFL Discord, all on our Discord. Yeah, we got heaps of stats on Discord. CBAs, heat maps, stats, any stat you want. Blitz, oh my god, this is fatiguing me reading this non-AFL rookies. Kerno, no, he's injured, isn't he? Now I have to wait 30 minutes to see him answer. Well, I just did. Your team is poo, Whitfield. Alright, Jaden Short could have another good season with Bash a year older. Yep, I agree. Jaden Hunt, moving back to halfback, but never been a high scorer, so probably not. But yeah, looks good, looks better than he actually plays, it seems. Side factor, I won't touch Doherty, fair enough. Thoughts on Tim Toronto? yeah, I think it's okay as an M8, but a little bit worried about what he produced last year. I'll say this again. Last year he hated hub life and had and did his shoulder in the preseason, so it's pretty hard to come back from that. Sort of threw in the towel, it seems, but yeah, hard worker seems to be back at it now, so I think it's fine. But you can't really flip him during the bye. Big Brown over Heaney. I mean, you're comparing a expensive rookie to a mid-price premium, if that makes sense. You can't compare players with 200k difference, so not sure how to answer that. Will Brodie, job security issues, so probably not, but has a looks like a decent prospect in the midfield though. Yeah, it's going to be hard to break into that Suns midfield with Rao, Anderson, Greenwood. Maybe Flanders gets more mid-minutes, I'm not sure. Is Neil Oliphant still too much in the midfield? No. The reason why is because they are probably the top three. I know they're the top three mids last year, but still is unbelievable. So these guys, the CBAs they get are just off the charts. It's not like others which get other players which get rotated. These guys barely get rotated elsewhere. Carlson or Karuna, I don't know what that means. Side bottom or Dunkley, you must be new to the channel. Josh Dunkley. I don't know what that means. Thoughts on Taranto's value pick, if you want. Thoughts on the name Phoenix Spicer? Yeah, it's pretty good. Young Moltres, Phoenix Spicer. Okay. This was sent half an hour ago. Okay. I have a mid spot left to fill. Cripps or Rao? Probably Rao. I know it sounds crazy, it doesn't make much sense. Save a bit of money, and it's very hard to understand what Rao is because he's played 4 games, but he's just dominated every level when his numbers as a junior were off the charts. LDU, nah. It doesn't seem to get enough of the ball, I think, but maybe one day, but I'm not too sure on him. A bit too in the forward line would make it interesting, but not in the midfield. Haynes or Daniel, or do I forget it and go McDonald? Yeah, I would go McDonald, but I'd go Daniel over Haynes. Rosie, Butters, Bolton or none? None. Maybe Butters, but I'd rather wait to see if Butters is a premium. Sorry, can you explain what CBAs are? So CBAs are centre bounce attendances, so they start in the middle of the ground. So they have opportunities to tackle, get clearances, whereas others are stuck at half forward. So yeah. You can still attend stoppages if you don't get all the CBAs, but yeah, they just miss out on centre bounces. Fallen spots. Do you think Marshall will play more ruck? Right is clearly the first choice ruck, but it is likely he gets injured. It didn't get too injured last year, or is he most likely to be a forward? I think it'll be the same 50-50 split. So, and then Marshall probably cover for him when Ryder needs to be rested. He's made it to the bottom. Yep, we powered through him. I can't remember if you talked about Ben Brown yet. If you haven't, what's your quick rundown on him? You're a Melbourne supporter, so you should know that. So, yeah, I like Brown. Full pre-season. Last year had off-field issues and the knee injury. Seems to be fine. I mean, he might start slow. Key forwards have patchy form. It's going to be a nightmare, but he's 260k and his job is to stay on the park and not have to play another rookie. Probably averages 75, which is not ideal for 260k, but I've always liked Ben Brown as a player. I have 145k to spend on rookies. Thoughts? Worry about that later. Yes or no? Do you wish Diamond and you started in an anime together? I think it'd be fun. We have sword fights and stuff. Miller at D4, maybe. Miller is too injury prone, but I think he plays halfback though. So Miller's form's also really patchy. If it somehow fits the structure, I think you can do Miller at D4 because of his price. But after 8 rounds, just get out of Miller because he's going to get injured. Managola, no. Zach Merritt, yep. Lukosius, I have a video on Lukosius that will give you a bit more insight. I love Lukosius as a player, but there's a threat of moving forward is too great. Merritt good, Gola bad, don't worry about rookies. Luko bad. Luka good, but not this year. I think Luko's just maybe 90-ish average. In PP plays halfback, averages 85. No, I don't think so. There's no evidence that he can do that. Probably more in the 70s. What are your thoughts on not picking Clary? You definitely should pick Clary, but I don't have him. But yeah, I like Steele a little bit more. But again, Clary is the more logical pick, but I like Steele. Adam Chera, maybe. Yeah, more inside time for Chera, so it's a bit unknown. So when you don't know, I prefer to avoid, but yeah, could work. Hayden Young, worth a look, depending on job security. I'd be pretty crazy if Hayden Young not to play every game, to be honest, but we'll see. Thoughts on Caleb Lawler at 467k? That's a good one. Yeah, he's a lock. Lock in the midfield. Can I go Draper or go cheaper elsewhere and get Gorn? Just get Gorn. Thoughts on Nank? No, he's had a few injuries. My mids are still New Oliver. Look out, looks tops. Luko's trash. Don't say that. Must have rookies. Probably Rory McRae and Will Phillips, but yeah, let it figure itself out. Zeeble, nah, maybe. Pat Adams, yeah, don't mind about his injury history. Thanks everyone for watching the stream. Obviously the past 20 minutes we've just had to get through all the questions, but usually at the start of the first hour of the stream I went a bit more in depth. So yeah, I wish I had Spirit for AFLW. I don't even play any other Supercoach, so I guess if you want that, I think you'll get that next year, to be honest. But we'll see. Aaron Phillips look. So yeah, thanks for everyone for tuning in, and yeah, I'll have lots more videos to come, and yeah, have a good night.